Hi there, it's Lorraine, and I'm back again for another bit of keeping mentally healthy. And guess who's with me as well? Got a bit of a taste for the limelight now, wants to be in the video again. Go on, Princess Bernard, say hello. There we go. Now don't get above yourself. Go on, sit back down. Honestly, this is going to be an ongoing thing, I think, isn't it? Okay, so let's see, what are we going to talk about this time? This time is a much more hopeful little session. And last time we talked about the importance of looking back and remembering and thinking about those things that we've lost or things that we've struggled with over the last year. And that's an important part of moving forward, because when we've thought about it and realize that actually, yeah, we know that was really hard and that was really pants, and you might still feel angry and sad about some things, but once you've accepted how you feel about it, you can then start to make little steps to move forward. And now we're going to talk about hope today. So hope is, how would you describe hope? Maybe you've got some ideas. But when I looked online, hope is about looking forward to something, and it's the hope that something is the expectation that something positive is going to happen in the future. Okay. I wonder if you've got some different definitions of hope. I wonder what you might think about. Okay. So now it is important to look back, but looking forward is part of the process. And when you've people and countries and the world has gone through a really difficult time, research shows that it goes through 3 different phases. And you might recognise some of these. Now we've been in through the pandemic for like a year. You might recognise some of these phases. The first one is the heroic phase. So if you remember last year, what people would do, and still are doing in a lot of cases, is we'd go knock on neighbours' door going, are you okay? Is everything all right? We'd put a note through the door, we'd look after each other, we'd check on each other, we'd send little cards in the post and really look out for each other. And that's the kind of heroic phase. Like, what can we do? We can stand together in this, we'll help each other. And then gradually, as time goes on, the next phase is called the disillusionment phase. And what this means is that people start to get a bit fed up and start blaming each other and just start bickering more and just really start struggling with everything. And I think we can all recognise that as well, can't we? We might start blaming, oh, are the government doing the right thing? And, oh, we're not doing enough locally and the community. What is it? And people might start blaming each other and getting fed up. But then after that comes the hopeful reimagining phase. Maybe, just maybe, we might be starting to get into that phase. So this is about, and again, back to hope, thinking forward, the expectation of something positive happening. And it's just maybe that we can start think about good things that are going to happen, and perhaps things that we might have learned through the last year, and maybe we can go back better. And that's the hopeful reimagining, not just going back to what it was, but how can we do it better? Okay, so let's give some examples. Now, we were all forced to slow down, weren't we? We all had to just not be rushing around to clubs or parties or birthdays or family things or whatever. And a lot of that was really sad, but it also forced us to slow down. And we started noticing things and we started appreciating what was important. So I hope is that continues, that we try not to rush around quite so much and we take time to appreciate what's important. That's one of my hopes. I'll give you an example. So the other week I looked out the window, sitting here, looked out the window and noticed a sparrowhawk sitting on the fence. And it was fantastic. It was so beautiful. I did notice that all the other birds had scattered and run away. Well, flown away. And I thought I would never have noticed that before. Would it have even been there before? Would it have felt too afraid of, the people around and things before, people rushing around more? And notice things more. So I've noticed about myself that I've always been quite passionate about looking after the environment, but I feel like I've really appreciate that we need to look after the environment even more. I've been driving my family absolutely crazy. I've been going, how much plastic is on that? Look at that. No, do you really need that? Honestly, will you turn the lights out? I've been driving them crazy. Sorry, gang. So we've noticed those things more, haven't we? And my other hope is that we continue to look out for each other, to help each other in our communities, and notice when people are feeling left out and left behind. We've, even in our country, we've noticed with things like, say, the Black Lives Matter movement, that there's people that are feeling hurt and left behind and even worried and scared and angry as well about being left out. So how can we go back better and make sure that everybody goes forward together and not leave people behind? I think that's one of my hopes too. So now then, it's time for you to get thinking. Enough of me talking. I want you to think about either, if you've got time, in your classes or at home with families, or in little groups in your tables, however you're all set out. Okay, so first of all, I want you to think about, start the centre, start with yourself. What are you hoping for? Let me think. So might it be being able to go to the cinema? Being able to go out with friends? Going to see some family? I know Princess Bernard is hoping to get back to Legoland. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But we'll see. You never know. Maybe it's the seaside. What are you hoping for? It might be something little, and we're finding that the little things are important, aren't they? Just the other day, my dad popped by and said, and just dropped off some stuff, and he went, oh, right, okay, see, yeah. And I just desperately wanted to go. Got time for a coffee? Want to come in, have a chat? And it was just the little things of just being able to spend time with people. What is it you're missing? Okay. And what are you hopeful for? What do you want to do? What are you most looking forward to over the next few months and as these freedoms start coming back? Hopefully. So, and then next, thinking a little bit further out, what do you hope for your school and your community? What could we change to do better? Because there's always things that we can take forward and change. It might be things like technology, and technology's been amazing during lockdown, hasn't it? It might be other things. What sort of things have you thought that we need to go forward with, and we need to hope for and make it better? Okay, and the last one is thinking bigger, thinking the country and the world. How could we make the world a better place? How can we go back better? Ooh, a bit deep and meaningful, that, isn't it? I wonder what your thoughts are. And don't forget to think about, it's not necessarily about what's better for you, but how we can make that better for other people as well. And what can you do to bring that about? Because you might think that actually there's not much you can do on your own, but there's always things that you can do, and there's things we can do together. And your opinions are extremely important. Okay, lots to think about. Okay, have a good week. Soon be Easter holidays again. Crikey, where's that time going? Okay, take care, and bye from Princess Bernard. Say bye-bye.